Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another weekly edition of Timeout Talks with Ben and Josh, streaming on the one and only Kirk Minahan Show Network, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Rumble. Timeout Talks is brought to you by Chase and Thrills Custom T-shirts and accessories, the Ice Shaker, Make It Mac, and of course, we are proudly a part of the Kirk Minahan Show Network. I want to welcome in all the Minifans and all the Timeout Talks fans. We've got so much. Ben and I were talking on the pre-show. We were off last week. I got swamped with pneumonia. I'm back. Ben's been busy. We've been hard at work. Two guys hard at work, ready for football season back. We're going to talk UFC 306 today. We're going to talk a lot of NFL recap. This is the best time of the year for football. This is the best time of the year for me. I'm not so happy with my Cowboys. I'm not so happy with Sean O'Malley. So I'll leave it with that before I turn to you. But the Cowboys and Sean O'Malley, I don't know. I just hear James and I hear Tyler. I hear Jared. I told you so. That's what I hear. But man, O'Malley, he let me down.
Yeah, I don't like to echo Jimmy on that one, but hey, thank you, Northern Wally.
Hey,
but I'm going to echo Jared and Tyler on that one. I'll echo those guys for that. I'm sorry, Josh, but I knew that was going to happen. It was either going to be, Sugar Sean, everyone, you guys are going to get your wish of the knockout on Merab, or Merab was just going to take him down the whole time. He was just going to be relentless. He was going to chase that takedown every single time because O'Malley can't defend it. O'Malley, like McGregor, just can't defend that takedown. I know that comparison was getting thrown out there. A little dicey on that one. I don't know if he's fully McGregor yet on that one, but I think Sugar Sean just got exposed, unfortunately. And I knew Merab. I knew that when that matchup came up, Josh, I did take Sugar Sean. I was spire on the low that night. It was a tough night for UFC. I was getting some of it wrong, but it was a good card overall, Josh. I was wrong on just some of my predictions, but it was easy for Merab. Merab was just fooling around with him. He's just clearly better. He took it to the ground the whole time, and Sugar Sean had no answer. So I'm excited to see who Sugar Sean's next opponent is, Josh. I don't know, maybe. I don't really know who's next for him. I didn't have anybody off the top right there, but I'm echoing what those guys said, Josh. It was easy for him. I knew it was going to happen. I just wish I took it too. But I thought Sugar Sean would maybe get a little knockout in there. I kind of wanted to see that more because this was the boring fight, Josh. I'm not going to lie. This isn't, probably the least boring, probably the least exciting fight on the card. There we go. Appreciate it.
Let's go, Bueller.
Appreciate it, Bueller. But no, least exciting fight on that main card. He just took him down the whole time. Yeah, it's like I said, it was either going to be a knockout or takedown. Merab's a champ. You got to give it to him. So I'm just excited for the next fights from them. And Alexa Grasso disappointed me. I don't know. Was Alexa Grasso just another boring 1-2 takedowns? Just those two last fights, Josh. Valentina is obviously better. But yeah, a little boring of a card. Not going to lie.
Yeah, I tuned in for the Grasso and the Valentina. I mean, I was kind of like in and out of that. It was a long day. I was kind of like
the same fight, Josh. She just took her down the whole time.
Yeah, it was a weird UFC day. Hey, I actually didn't mind the Sphere, Ben. I thought it was fine. I know cool. Rob and a couple people with the feedback. But I love UFC's in a great spot right now. I thought, she just dominated her. I thought Grasso was going to win. Threw in a little parlay, didn't end up working. Hey, it is, you move on. But just to your point, I mean, this was my face. I mean, I hate the way Merab fights. Credit to him. He is an unbelievable grappler. Credit to you guys for calling this a mile away. But this guy looks like he's like coked out. He's O'Malley and myself, and I'm literally watching with Katrina. We're trying to like figure out this guy's like fighting stance. He's like all over the place. I'm literally watching the frustration. It's like me and O'Malley are synced in, trying to figure out what the hell this guy's on. He's like fighting like I'm like, what am I watching? Like takedown defense, unbelievable gas tank. Like you couldn't even imagine, Ben. Like this guy just keeps going and going and going. The kicks to the thigh, like I was very underimpressed with O'Malley. Shout out to my buddy Jeff Perez. He called it, put it on the nail. It looked
Jeff. There we go, Jeff.
as if O'Malley was just super casual, was just very nervous. Like, not nervous, but, expecting the takedown, waiting way too stagnant and very passive. That's the word Jeff was saying. Not enough offense, and, it was just too late. I know he hit him with one of those leg kicks, Ben, but you're looking at the judge cards. You're looking at just the eye test. Merab won essentially every round, and he won the fight. And he's the new champion. I don't know what's next for O'Malley. And one thing I wanted to come on the show and say is, you look at the landscape of the UFC now, Ben, you have to be multifaceted. You have to be able to get on the ground, and you have to be a striker. And that's just something O'Malley didn't have. And we see with Dustin Poirier trying to go up against Islam. Like, these guys are another level on the ground. And if you don't have a sustainable ground game, it's just not going to work, Ben.
Yeah, man. Like you said, too, he's the machine for a reason. Merab, that guy just has a relentless gas tank. He's just going to go 5 rounds easy with, Sugar Sean. Sugar Sean's never been pushed like that. I see Jimmy. I don't know why he has to do that every week. I don't really get that comment. Yeah, it's me. I'm kind of confused by that one. No, but he was just going to push Sugar Sean to the limit every time. Sugar Sean gets those KOs, early KOs like he did on Aljo. He just really, he went 3 rounds with Cruz Mutanya or whatever the guy from Massachusetts is. He's, he didn't really face the best competition in some of those later rounds he went. He just kind of faced those scrubs that went the distance with them to prove a point. So, Merab was going to expose this. And like Jimmy said, I'll agree with this one. that would be a great fight. Merab versus Umar Nurmagomedov. That's going to be great. Just two great wrestlers going at it. I know Jimmy's going to be big onto Umar, but I'm big into Merab. I think Merab's going to be a champ for a little while. Deshaun versus Corey. That could be Corey Sandhagen. That could be another nice test for him. Corey's a pretty good wrestler too, so I'd be interested to see how Sugar Sean approaches that fight. But sorry, Josh. Sorry to everybody else. It was an easy one. Merab was going to win this one. And shout out to Esteban Ribovics. That's the other fight I was trying to think of. Is Esteban Ribovics. I'm blanking on the guy he fought, but he put on a show. And Irina Aldina, she was split open pretty good, Josh. I don't know if you saw that fight.
I did. Pieces.
Yeah, she didn't help me out, but that was one of the toughest beatings I've seen in a while, and she withstood it, Josh. So she went 3 rounds. Give her a shout out to that. And shout out Chief for Norma Dumont. She had a lock of the week, and she had it. So you gotta give Chief props for that one.
Shout out.
I wish I tailed him on that. one.
He's a day one Timeout Talks fan.
Yeah, he got that one. I don't like really giving him too much credit either, but I'll give him credit for that one. He got that one. But Josh, yeah, overall, like you said, I like that, the production. I know, again, they'll bring up Cheats. You mean she were making fun of it a little in the beginning. I don't know, it was kind of weird, but as the night went on, I think it was pretty cool. Nice to see the fighters up on that screen. Just some of these other intros were nice. Overall, I thought that was cool production-wise, but like I said earlier, boring last couple fights. It was kind of iffy card.
I think, the production, it kind of dragged a little. It was it was great. It was so cool to see the sphere, outside of it. You know what I mean? The people not in the sphere, seeing it all lit up, that was cool. Even just as you're watching at home, seeing the different visual graphics and stuff. But after 15 seconds, I'm waiting for O'Malley and I'm waiting for that co-main. Yeah, then I was kind of all right. So I kind of see where the viewer's coming from for that aspect, but I didn't hate it. It was fine for it. A lot of respect to a lot of the Mexican fighters that they showed, dividends to. But here we go. Charlie coming in here. We got Jeff. Yeah, he thought it was pretty cool. Shout out James. Shout out Jimmy. And yeah, the hate for Joe Castiglione is crazy. I'm not a Red Sox fan, but I think he's good, Kirk. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the inside scoop. I didn't work at WEI, so I'll shut my mouth. But I thought he was good just as a casual fan listening.
More of a sports
I could be completely wrong. I'm an idiot. Yeah.
I
I could be a complete idiot, but I think he sounds pretty good.
Yeah, like I said, sports hub guy. So I don't really know. I can't I'm going to side with Josh on that one. I can't really give anything on Castellano. I think he's good. think he's pretty good from what I've heard. But yeah, she coming in there with some compliments. But Sphere was cool. Jeff coming in there. Sphere was cool. Overall, good experience from there. But I'm looking forward to that Jones card, Josh. I think that's the next big one. I could be wrong. I actually got to double check that. But I think Jones, Jones Stipe scheduled November, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think I might be wrong with that one. But that's the next big one I'm looking for. It could be a little longer, I think. But
I actually think you're right. I think they just came out with that card. If somebody
because Chandler Oliveira is the co-main, which is another going to be exciting one.
Yeah.
It's a little exciting. Yeah, Connor. Well, Connor, we don't really need Connor anymore. I think we're good with Connor. I'm good with him. I know. Yeah. Listen, if he wants to just come out here and finally fight Chandler, Chandler's willing to, of course. Well, I'll see it, but the hype's kind of gone, Josh. The hype's kind of gone, and that would break you.
Zach, I'm gonna get there. We're gonna get there, Zach. Just be patient.
He wants it. He wants his flowers.
I'm gonna give him his flowers. I'm gonna give him a long.
Shout out to Kamara too, Zach. Thanks. Thank you for Kamara.
We'll take a couple quick seconds, quick last comments here. It's been a while for you guys. I'm excited to be back, but UFC 306, I agree, Ben. I thought it was fine. I know everybody. I'm kind of here we go, hostage sake. I'm kind of like there's a lot of hype and there's a lot of stock in these UFC events. Ben, you know where I'm at. 307. It's this is what I do. I'm always a couple ahead. 307. Ilia Topuria, Max Holloway. Oh, yeah. That's the fight. There's a couple other amazing fights on that card that I'm excited for. Shout out to that one. But I was fine with it. I actually, to be honest with you, I tuned in for the later fights. I know there was a couple good knockouts earlier in the prelims and in the early main card, but Sphere was fine. I was okay with it. O'Malley, though, damn, man. That's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. Like I said, Josh, on the ramp, it was too easy for him. That was just a great fight for him. It wasn't a good fight choice for him, but Sean O'Malley, but as a champ, you got to fight everybody. And like you said, I kind of like that Sean versus Corey Sandhagen fight next that Jimmy threw out there. That'd be kind of interesting. And it's going to be a bunch of wrestling now, Josh. Umar and some of these other guys coming up. So get used to the wrestling in this division. It's going to be tough, but I think Merab's going to be a champ for a little while now.
I don't know. I don't know much about Nurmagomedov. But
he's pretty good.
I hate the way he fights. I couldn't.
It's going to be boring, Josh. You're not going to be excited.
I could not agree with. I couldn't agree with Charlie anymore. But moving on, we're talking NFL. We've got plenty of NFL stuff to talk about. The comments are trickling in here. We've got a bunch. We've got. Zach, we'll get to this. We'll talk about that, Zach. I will 100% give you your flowers. We'll give you a full breakdown. Of course, later in the show, we got our locks, upsets of the week. And, of course, we'll give you the Cowboys, Patriots, and Steelers predictions. But Dallas Cowboys taking a beating. Ben's Steelers are 2-0. The Patriots lose in overtime. The 49ers lose. They get injured. Sam Darnold is looking like he's reincarnated to college. The Eagles drop a game last night. The Lions lose in the upset that I called last week of the Buccaneers. I think me and Ben were both right on those upsets. I could be wrong, but called that. Something's missing with those Lions, Ben. I'm going to be honest with you. Something's missing. But NFC wide open. Debo to IR. Jawan Bentley's hurt. There's so much to kind of break down here. Ben, I'll turn it to you. And, of course, Zach and everybody, all the fans, I'm not going to shy away from my Cowboys. I will give a fair assessment, and I just want to say one thing. I'm going to do it. I know, James, everyone's going to be like, whoa, what the hell? They are legit. The Saints are legit. They'll be a good threat in the NFC, and they have a solid chance of winning the NFC South. It's going to come down to a two-way battle, Ben. It's going to be the Buccaneers and the Saints. I don't know how serious I can take the Falcons. Maybe they find a way for a wild card. I'm not in on them. I don't think that team is as good as those two other teams, but early assessments. Anything can happen in the NFL, we've learned. The Ravens are 2-0.
Yeah, the Ravens, just choking against the Raiders like that. And here we go, Jackson. I saw that one. I don't know, Bills to the Super Bowl. It's a little tough on that one. But, yeah, I think we got to get to eventually. Yeah, I know, yeah. Eventually we got to get to the Cowboys. That beating. That was a beating I didn't see coming. Didn't see that coming at all. And everyone coming in with the Steelers 2-0. Hey, like I said, it's what I predicted, Josh. I predicted this. This is the easy part of the schedule that we're going to capitalize on. That back half is a little daunting, not going to lie. That's why we got to just get up all these wins right now. And originally I was hoping for, just a wild card spot, Josh. But, I mean, the AFC North is looking pretty bad right now. As you mentioned, the Ravens 0-2, Bengals. I mean, I know the refs helped them out a little at that end of the game from the Chiefs side. But, I mean, the Bengals easily could be 1-1, but 0-2 right now. I mean, Jamar Chase having a meltdown. Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me.
Just, I don't know what's going on with them. Browns. Yeah, that was a tough one. That was a tough one for everybody involved. I was not too happy with that one. The Browns. Yeah, the Browns not looking good either. I know they just beat the Jags, but the Jags are kind of another team spiraling right now, and Browns didn't really do it convincingly. Just kind of a 1-yard touchdown from Deshaun. Deshaun doesn't look good at all. That defense is just saving them. So AFC North, I'm feeling pretty confident, Josh, over there. But as he said, the Lions missing something. I don't know. Maybe just Gibbs isn't that same explosive back. Jameson Williams finding himself over there. So you got to give hopefully they can get it going over there with him and St. Brown. But it's not. It's looking interesting, Josh. I mean, hey, we got to give Jared his flowers to the Bills. I think Bobby said Bills Super Bowl bound. I don't know about that, but Josh, I think they're really looking pretty solid. And thank you, hostage take. Justin Fields, 2-0. I mean, there's only, I think Jared put that in the group chat. I mean, Justin Fields and Josh Allen, only quarterbacks 2-0 with no turnovers. So, I mean, just saying. I'll let that one sink in for everybody.
Ben, I don't want to gloss over your Steelers. I don't want to. Is it time? Are we going to do it? Are we going to rip the Band-Aid off? Are we going to,
we can rip it off.
Is it time? It's here. All right, let's do it.
We can rip it off.
Absolutely stunned. I watched my Dallas Cowboys this past weekend. It was a carbon copy of last year, and it was a carbon copy of what we've seen in the playoffs. I couldn't agree with Haas's take anymore. James has said this to me before. This is what the Dallas Cowboys do. During the regular season, they beat up on bad teams. Playoffs come, they get absolutely exposed. That's exactly what the New Orleans Saints did. They ran the ball down our throat. They threw the ball down our throat. They coached us better. And they just brought the energy and effort from here. Just everything was A+. The coaching was unbelievable. Rashid Shaheed looks unstoppable. Chris Olave doing what he has to do. Alvin Kamara's back to that Christmas time game when he scored 6 touchdowns. I do have him in fantasy, so I'll take that victory lap. But unacceptable behavior of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sick and tired of this. I know it's the week 2. I know that the Eagles lost. I know the Falcons lost. I know the 49ers lost. It doesn't matter. They are better than what they showed. And to be completely honest with you, Ben, at the same time, I don't even believe that. They can't run the ball well. Their defense is overrated. They look like they can't stop the run. Their secondary, besides Diggs, is completely lost. Micah Parsons doesn't know what the hell's going on. He's going on a podcast talking about how the energy just wasn't there. They looked like they were hit in the mouth from the very second the game began and didn't know how to react. I heard somebody say this. It was some type of athletic reporter, and I'm sorry that I can't get your name right, writer. Unbelievable take. It was the exact same thing we watched against the Green Bay Packers in the playoffs. The Saints came right into Dallas. They marched a parade after the game and during the game. Alvin Kamara couldn't be stopped. Derek Carr looked unbelievable. Clint Kubiak. I mean, maybe these guys are just that good. It doesn't matter. Even if they are just that good, this is what the Dallas Cowboys do. Rain the comments in. Everybody give me the hate. It's insane. It's actually insane. This is the situation the Cowboys are in, Ben. We pay $60 million to Dak, who I love. I know Trevor Lawrence getting $55 million. The market's all screwed up. You got to keep back Dak and Lamb. But at some point, Ben, I'm sick and tired of, and it's not even just McCarthy. I agree. I think he's a lot of the issue, but it starts from the top. It's Jerry Jones' issue, and something is wrong in that organization. I'm going to do it. I know James and a bunch of people, the Tylers, the Minifans who hate the Cowboys, and just everybody in America who hates the Cowboys and hates me liking the Cowboys is going to hate me, but they're not that good this year. I said it from the beginning. The Eagles are going to win that division. I know that they lost yesterday, but everybody can say, oh, this is an overreaction from Josh. It's not. It's the same thing, Ben. If the Cowboys hobble into the playoffs, I've fallen for this trick and joke too many times. The Dallas Cowboys aren't that good. They're going to be okay. They'll make it in. They're up in the upper echelon of the NFC, but I am done believing in them. Those 12-5 years where they beat up on bad teams, it's I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. They're going to go 9-8. They're going to go 10-7. I expect them to make the playoffs. If they don't make the playoffs, there's a lot of question marks, but hopefully it is what they were saying on Dallas Cowboys radio. Hopefully it is the preseason. Hopefully it is they just got smacked in the mouth, kind of like that Cardinals game last year. And then when we lost to the 49ers a couple years ago in the Bucks, and everything was spinning, and the Steelers fans were laughing at me when I was down in Pittsburgh watching them get killed. But they're not that good of a football team. I think they rely on a lot of stars, Ben, and a lot of these guys that they drafted, they're not hitting on. Tolbert's not figuring it out. Brandon Cooks is on the back half of his career. I mean, Micah Parsons looked completely lost. Zach, take your victory lap. Take your Saints marching in. They marched right into Dallas. I'm not going to hide, but yeah, sorry. That's end rant. I just threw a lot at you there.
Yeah, they just didn't look good. Yeah, she coming in there, just throwing dirt on the wound. But Josh, there's just a complete flip of the script. They looked great week one. Just trouncing the Browns. I thought, hey, maybe Zeke could be something over there. Well, yeah, Jeff Smith throwing that stat out there about Derek Carr in the election years. So, yeah, you never know. I mean, the Saints defense, that's what I kept saying. I was saying, that defense has always been there for the Saints. They've got some weapons out there. Even back to Michael Thomas days, but now they got Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed showing up there. And, Kamara. I think people just forgot how good Kamara was, Josh. Kamara was a top 5 back. He obviously had the suspension and injuries, so he was dealing with all that stuff. But, when he's healthy and, fully focused on the field, he's, top 5 running back. I can catch it from the backfield and make those elusive plays like you saw. That crazy touchdown. And you can just also run it through the holes and then, just run it down your throat, which he did both the times in that Cowboys game. And like you said, shout out to Kamara. Fantasy-wise, I'm just bragging a little for that. He kind of helped me out big time in that one. So, nice little stat right there, too. Easy money over there.
They're 2-0, too.
Yeah, they're 2-0, too. They're 2-0. Can't beat up on the Cardinals and the Dolphins. That's pretty good. That Cardinals wins looking better. Hey, listen. Hey, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that Cardinals wins looking better now after that Rams beat down. So it's a little better. Listen, I beat the Broncos and Falcons, even though that Falcons win again, much like that. When I just mentioned, the Falcons win's looking a little better. So that Cardinals and Falcons win looking a little better for our teams right there. But ultimately, I think just the Cowboys, I don't know. I think just that defense is not good, Josh. That defense is not there right now. Like you said, I'm not sure what Michael Parsons is doing out there. They kind of seem to lost their identity without Dan Quinn. I don't know if that's the problem or not, but it's just, I don't know how they get thrashed that bad. I thought it was kind of just crazy. You kind of expected them to make a little game out of it, and they just kept getting gashed for big plays after big play. Dak had no answer. They just kind of got you down. And like you said, they're not a very good team at coming down when they're losing, when they're trailing. So kind of just threw in the towel, and like I said, I got them still losing. I got them losing that division. I got them last. I'm still sticking with my Commanders. Commanders. 1-1. They're looking all right. Jaden Daniels has looked great. That's another fantasy guy for me. Jaden Daniels looking all right. Come on. With all the field goals against the Giants, 5 field goals against them. Might just be a little my Steelers in them, just because the first game for she likes that one. She another snipe for Chi on that one. He liked the Cardinals one on that one, but no, I think, hey, listen, Josh, you gotta, if you win a game by field goals, it's all right. I'm not going to knock the Commanders for that, much like the Steelers. So, but for the Cowboys' sake, they just gotta maybe figure out the running game. I don't know.
Can't run the ball, Ben. That's out of it. They cannot run the ball.
They got to do something, Josh. I mean, CD got killed too. Hopefully, CD, he was thankfully, injured after that big hit, but he got cracked pretty big in that game. And I don't know, just that offense just didn't look good. That defense didn't look good, and I'm not sure if it's just Saints being much better or the Cowboys just being much worse. I gotta see this next week game, and they just got to prove something, Josh. I think this is already a pivotal game. This is already a make or break for the season. Already in week 3.
Both teams. Ravens go 0-3. Cowboys 1-2. I think it's more of a must win. Call me nuts for the Ravens than it is the Cowboys. I think. Again, I said that this was going to be. I said that the Saints one was going to be a win. I said we're right on schedule for what I thought. Or had prior. I said we were going to lose to the Browns. We beat the Browns. I said we were going to win against the Saints. We lost to the Saints. So we're 1-1. I'm not going to say what I think for this weekend, but it's going to be a lot. I think Lamar Jackson's going to be a handful. That team's got a lot of question marks too here, Ben. Your division is really weird right now, and I'm going to be the first to say it. It is the Steelers undefeated thing all over again. It's the same thing is going to happen. Ben hates me. He thinks I'm taking my Cowboys hate out on that. It is. I don't think that the Steelers are that good. I think their defense has been unbelievable. I think TJ Watt is arguably excuse me. Easily the best defender in the league. It's not Nick Bosa. It's not Micah Parsons. It's not some corner. It's not Sauce Gardner. It's not whoever.
Myles Garrett.
It's not Myles Garrett. It's not. No, it's done. It's TJ Watt. He is a game changer. He is 50% of that defense. No disrespect. That defense is great. But Mike Tomlin's running a good ship. Maybe you guys keep that over 500 thing. But I do think the Steelers are overrated. And I think people are forgetting about a team. And I know everyone's going to be like, oh, this is Josh. He's got him in a bunch of fantasy leagues, so he's all excited about him this year. No, I'm telling you right now, the Cincinnati Bengals are going to be fine. They're going to figure things out. Once they get Higgins back and Jamar Chase on the right, stratosphere, because I understand his frustration. But once they get him good, they get back on the right track. They've got a pretty doable schedule coming up. I know they had a tough start in the beginning. They dropped that game to the Patriots. Sorry, Patriots fans. It was more about the Bengals not being ready than it was for your win. Call me crazy. It is. I think they're a better team than you. Whatever. I'll take the heat all at once. But Bengals will be back in that division. But Ravens got to watch out. This is a very winnable game here, Ben. And I hate to say it, but I don't think your Steelers are as good as everybody's making them out to be. I'm sorry. Kill me.
Oh, no, listen, it's all right, Josh. It's all right. We haven't looked the best, not going to lie.
Wow.
Only 1 touchdown so far. And like I say, I agree with that. Patriots stink again. He really is a star. He had some crazy plays. I don't know. Yeah, Jimmy keeps saying that. I don't know how he can say that with that Patriots offense. That I don't know. It's basically just handing the ball off to Ramondre, even though we can get to them too. They had a nice showing against the Seahawks. But like I said, we're 2-0. We're 2-0. They're 1-1. But yeah, no, I'm not going to disagree with all this. I already saw Chi say the 2-0 thing, worst 2-0 team of all time, and I knew people were going to compare it to that undefeated season. But we get the wins. Josh, there's nothing we can do. We can get the wins, whether it's kicking 5 field goals or just getting 1 touchdown and barely getting by the Broncos. A win's a win, and that's how I'm going to take it. Fields has looked good. He's looked good. There's a couple plays, reminiscent of Chicago. Hey. Thank you, Hostage. That's backing up that take.
The dumbest thing I've ever heard. The Giants look great.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, listen. That was my hot take. But yeah, we always forget about the Giants. Everybody forgets. Daniel Jones is still going over there. Yeah, whatever. Gee. We're good. In the power rankings, I keep seeing we're top 10. Top 10 in the power rankings. All these other people's. This defense, as Josh mentioned.
Elite.
As long as TJ Watt stays healthy, knock on wood. He's just a game changer, game wrecker. Give all those cliche NFL terms to him. It's just he just changes this defense, and the secondary's looking good. Even Dante Jackson's getting a couple picks. I don't even know how that was part of the Deontay Johnson trade, and everyone was making fun of us for that. Wasted wasted roster spot. He's making plays for us. The secondary is looking great. And it's just just keep doing the thing on offense. Keep doing your thing. No turnovers. Justin Fields, just keep it under control. He's got some explosive plays in him. He can stretch these. Had a couple nice throws to George Pickens. As Patriots stink again mentioned, he's been seeing him out there. He's been his favorite target. He's got the Muth involved in this previous game. TJ Watt. A couple sacks. That fumble in the Falcons one, they took it back because he was so fast. They thought he was offside. That's how fast he's going. That's how fast he's playing this game, Josh. They think he's offside when he's not. So we got to remember that one too. He's just a game wrecker. That's what I'm going to stick with. But just the offense needs to stay within themselves. Fields, just don't go crazy. Don't let up those big sacks. When the drive's not there, we can punt it and let our defense do their thing. But don't put the defense out there all the time. They're gonna obviously get tired and they're just gonna get gashed eventually. The offense eventually needs to start making a little more plays, Josh. A little more plays. I can't have one touchdown and a couple field goals a game. We're not going to be able to win some of these, but I'm liking what I'm seeing so far from them. This Fields experiment's going well. This offensive line, it's still a little shaky. Obviously, Broderick Jones, a couple tough calls, a couple tough plays, but I think what I've seen so far from this offense is good, and the defense is great. We know that, so let's just keep it rolling. No Russell Wilson either. Don't give me Russell Wilson. Just keep rolling Justin Fields out there.
I will say Justin Fields you guys have probably gotten the best production I could see out of him. Again, I know, and this is a stat that is going to live in my mind. 1 touchdown in 2 weeks. It's gonna live. Going into Denver though, tough. That game was in Denver, right? Or am I wrong?
Yes, it was in Denver.
Yeah, it was in Denver. That's a tough atmosphere. Week 1 against the Falcons, I'm not gonna panic that it was field goal machine, but yeah, I do think that the Steelers offense, something's missing. But hey, at the end of the day, you and Hasek are right. You're 2-0. Marianne's right. Nick is right, and you're right. The DeVostas are all right. You're 2-0 right now, and this is one thing that. This is kind of where now I have a hard time separating it as a Cowboys fan because this is what the Cowboys do. They beat up on bad teams, but you're winning the games that you have to win. At the end of the day, who am I? I'm some random Joe Schmo from, Cambridge, Massachusetts, sitting here saying that the Steelers are fraudulent, but they're winning the games they got to win. I know the schedule is going to get a little easier. You guys do have some stretch there where there's a lot, even before the season started. We were kind of looking and just doing the eye test of a couple wins there. But, you're winning the games you got to win. But aside from that, I saw a very interesting take here from James Burke. This team has been absolutely hammered with injuries. You talk about Puka Nacua going down. You see Cooper Kupp going down, who I love Cooper Kupp, one of my favorite wide receivers in the last 5 years. I got to watch, big fan, Triple Crown. But, you won your ring. Is this on play? Ben, are we talking crazy town, or could this actually happen?
This would be a great move. This would be a stellar move for them. Obviously, we mentioned the Ravens upset, but they just looked like a overall good team. Just not taking away from the Ravens, just kind of imploding at the end of the game. But that defense looks solid, Josh. Wilkins and Crosby disrupted the defensive line. They've got some solid linebackers. The secondaries, not just, still a work in progress, but they put up a good fight against some of those Ravens wide receivers. Limited Zay at the end of the game. I know he got his in the first half, but fixed those mistakes. And they, obviously, Derrick Henry should have got more than 1 carry in the fourth quarter, but they stopped him in the second half a little. I don't know why he only got 1 carry in that fourth quarter, Josh. I don't know what the Ravens were doing with that one, but, this would be an awesome move for them. Brock Bowers, I know people are going to call me out for that one. He's on my fantasy team, so I'm a little biased towards him, but Devontae looked like prime Devontae with that game-winning touchdown and how Gardner Minshew was getting involved in that second half. You got Brock Bowers, maybe Zamir White will ever show up, but Alexander Madison had a nice receiving touchdown week 1. Yeah, deep breath. That's another fantasy one for me. But they got Madison back there. They got a couple tools. I mean, I'm forgetting the Patriots guy's name. I'm forgetting the Jacoby Myers. They've got a couple weapons out there for Stafford. It could work with Stafford out there. You saw him turn, Puka into something last year. Obviously, Cooper Kupp, that Triple Crown season. I believe Stafford still has something. This, as Jimmy and you mentioned, just that, those injuries are awful. I don't think you got to the offensive line. You mentioned the wide receivers, but the offensive line is just already half the offensive line is already out for the Rams. They were already banged up before the season. They lost a couple. In week one, that whole left side, I believe, is third stringers. The Rams are done right now, Josh. Just another team. I know I kind of proclaimed it for the Vikings, even though the Vikings have proven me wrong with that. The Vikings are looking stellar. I thought the Vikings were going to be done with injuries, but Sam Darnold is, Sam Darnold is, I don't know. Yeah, Sam Darnold is rejuvenating that team. I mean, they just look awesome. I know that Jefferson injury is a little scary, but I hear he should be fine for the next week, so just going to monitor that. But the Vikings are looking great. But yeah, I mean, just the Rams are done. The Rams are done right there, just to put it short and sweet with that one. Just these injuries are too much. And I think, honestly, the Raiders should look into that. I feel bad for Minshew. Minshew kind of leading them over there, but Minshew knows he's a backup and everything. But you get Matthew Stafford over there. Still not the best offensive line, but I think Matthew Stafford with Devontae, Myers, Bowers, solid run game. I see that begrudgingly, but I think he could work with that stuff, Josh, over there. I think he could work with those weapons, and they could possibly sneak in as a wild card, those Raiders. So I like that one.
Devontae Adams. What a win. This is the worst photo I could have ever found to throw up, but
it can make sense, though. Makes sense. It's a good photo.
Maybe the trade that could happen. We are almost there. We're gonna get to week 3 in a second. I'm gonna put up I'm gonna kind of share the screen. Ben and I will kind of loosely go over some matchups we want to see this week. And in coming forward, I think we've done a pretty good job moving forward. We've done a good job breaking up. That's a lot going on in the NFL. A lot of stuff to kind of debrief.
Didn't even touch half of it.
Didn't even touch half of it. Still got a bunch there. Still got a bunch to get to for this weekend. But hey, Champy coming in, first-time commenter, always welcomed. My Cardinals put the NFC on notice on Sunday. Marvin Harrison Jr. out here looking like a young Randy Moss. God, was I wrong. I was trolling Nick. Shout out Nick Profita. Trolling him, completely wrong on that. Marvin Harrison looked great. They're going to be a tough out, Ben. They're going to be a tough out this season. Hey, Champy, I don't know if they're going to be the best bird team. I still think the Eagles are going to be fine. I think they kind of screwed themselves. Eagles have weird internal issues going on, but they'll be fine. They always prevail. But hey, Cardinals do look pretty good. I'm just going to leave it at that. Cardinals do look pretty good. They're going to be a tough out. They're going to be a tough, kind of similar to the Chargers right now. The Chargers are 2-0. They're playing teams tough. I think that the Cardinals are going to play teams very tough, similar to how the Patriots fans kind of view it. And I do think that this is true. I think the Cardinals are going to play teams very tough. As long as Kyler Murray can stay healthy, get these guys the ball and move things, get James Conner doing what he's got to do. Michael Wilson involved, Marvin Harrison Jr., Budda Baker as a stud defensively. They've got some core pieces there, Ben. Maybe they're a few more pieces away from actually being a legitimate threat, or hey, maybe they do slide into the wild card this year. I don't know what the hell's going on in the NFL already.
Yeah, the NFL is tough. The NFL is just very unpredictable right now. I'm seeing some of these tight end ones. I want to get to those ones too. Best bird team in the NFL, Cardinals. I'm just checking out some of these ones. Yeah, shout out to the Bowers one. I think that was Patriots. Stink again. Bowers already the best tight end in the league already. Yeah, there we go. Let's shout out to him on that one. Love my fantasy guys getting some love over there. McBride getting some love, but let's switch it over to. The Patriots, Josh. Patriots just, I don't know. The Patriots are a little interesting. I want to talk about the Patriots a little on this one too.
Yeah, go ahead, dude.
It's just, I don't know. They're entertaining now. They're entertaining. Yeah, I'm going to give it to these Patriots fans. I know I was making fun of that Ramondre one, Josh, a little right over there, but it's been 2 entertaining games so far. Obviously the Bengals, shocking one, ruined a bunch of survivor pools. But, Bengals always stink in week 1, and they kind of stink in the beginning of the season. But Patriots, I'll give them this credit. I don't like giving them credit, but they've been entertaining so far, Josh. And like I said, they've got this Thursday night game right here against the Jets. But if I was a Patriots fan, I'd be pretty excited. But the future and that defense is looking all right, Josh. So I just want to mention that one too. I'll throw that out there.
Oh, 100%. I mean, then they're I don't know. They're
decent.
They're decent. I will say one thing. I had to hear about. Oh, look at Jeff. I had to hear on and on and on about the secondary. I get the fact that the Seahawks threw the ball 44 times. I get it, but dude, you had 2 wide receivers, and again, Cowboys lost. Whatever, throw that out. You had 2 wide receivers go for over 10 catches in 200 yards combined, with I think 2 touchdowns each or a touchdown. I know the blown coverage to DK takes up a lot, but let's slow this roll on like Christian Gonzalez being this like top 3 corner. Let's slow this roll on like this secondary being as good as like the Jets. This Patriots team is a very tough team. They're going to play teams very tough. They've got Jacoby Brissett. They've got a makeshift offensive line that they're trying to make things happen. But I'm hearing, they're taking DK Metcalf to the hill. And, I'm looking on Patriots Twitter and the people that I follow, and it's just all this stuff about the Kyle Duggars and the Jonathan Joneses and the Marcus Joneses. They were twerking on the field, as Jared would say. They were backing it up, juvenile style. Geno Smith did his thing. Great game. Overtime game. Yeah. I played hard. I still think the Seahawks aren't like amazing. They kind of remind me of you guys. 2-0 right now early. They're winning the games they got to win. But
come on.
I'm doing it. But Josh, I don't know, man. I'm done hearing about this like stud Patriots defense when you just had DK Metcalf and Jackson Smith and the Jigba absolutely lighted up and looked unbelievable without Kenneth Walker. So let's just throw that out there. Oh, we anticipated them. They didn't have their best freaking running back out, and they threw the ball all down you. Why wouldn't you just stack the box then and make them run the ball? I don't know. I'm not a football guy, but that's crazy to me. The excuses for that is nuts. But Patriots are a good team. I'm going to leave it at that, Ben.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's as far as I'll go too. Just want to give them a little shine. We got to our guys, so I'll give the Patriots a little shine, a little credit for what they've been doing so far and everything. But we're not going too crazy. Christian Gonzalez is good. The rest of the secondary, I don't know about that, but he's been shutting down some of the stars. I'll give him that. But the rest of the defense, I think Mayo's just doing all right. Mayo's doing a good job over there so far too. But they're a long way from where they're going to be or where they want to be. Yeah, we can wait. We can wait till Drake May comes in.
With that being said, Ben, Thursday night football. Here we go. Literally 2 nights away. Your New England Patriots taking on the Jets. As you can see here, that is a Thursday night game. We've got, I don't know. You want to take this one first or me?
I'll take this one, Josh. I just want to double check the pick on this one. I believe it's going to be a happy one for myself. Not one for the Patriots fans, but I got the Jets over the Pats. Aaron Rodgers found a low rhythm last week against the Titans. Yep, I guess, listen, it is the Titans, and Will Levis did have another pretty egregious turnover. I don't know what he's doing sometimes in these fourth quarters and crucial plays. That pick 6 against the Bears last week, and then this fumble. Not really sure what he was doing on this. Just kind of threw it to Ridley, and it was just a disaster. So I'm going to blame it on him. But technically, it wasn't his fumble, but I'm going to throw it on him. I don't know what he's doing. Get the head coach calling it a dumb play. So a little confused on that one, but I got the Jets over the Pats. I think Rodgers, Breece Hall is going to have a big game. And then finding that connection, a nice little passing touchdown to him. Nice little, I think it was like a 20-yarder. So I think Rodgers will find himself in that offense right now. Garrett Wilson's looking good with them. And I think, that's enough credit for the Pats, Josh. Enough hyping them up. I think they're going to come back down to earth a little with this one. But, I got the Jets. Patriots fans, they always split with the Jets. So probably the Pats are going to win the next time. But Not this time. I got the Jets, Josh. Rodgers, Brees Hall. Watch out for those two. We're going to have a good game.
I talked all this crap about that Patriots secondary. They got torched last week. Yeah. I'm not in on the Jets. You guys know my stance. I've said this to my boy Christian, who's he's from New York. Shout out Mush. Shout out Newton. Big Jets fan. Telling you right now, Patriots are going to go into New Jersey. What do they call it? Not the Meadowlands, MetLife Stadium. I've actually been there, and they are going to shock the world. The Patriots are going to go 2-1. Everybody, they're going to do cartwheels. We're going to have Jerry. We're going to have James rolling all around Belmont screaming. The New England Patriots are going to get the job done. I think, DJ Reed's banged up right now. Aaron Rodgers can't run for anything. Ben literally said it himself. The Tennessee Titans took the Jets to, the fence and back. I think that this Patriots team can run the ball well. I think that they've done a very good job of staying in games. I know I went on earlier and I talked about the Bengals being better and, the fact that DK Metcalf and these guys did what they had to do. But I'm going to tell you one thing right now. I look at the Jets and I look at the Seahawks. And I look at the Seahawks as a better team than the Jets right now. Week 3, I look at the Patriots and I look at the Jets. I think that the Patriots are a better team than the New York Jets. I think, again, Aaron Rodgers looks like a shell of himself. Garrett Wilson hasn't been found at all. We've talked about it, and hey, New England Patriots fans, I have to hear about it all the time. Let's see what Christian Gonzalez can do. I think he'll do a pretty good job of slowing down Garrett Wilson. I have Garrett Wilson on my fantasy team, but hey, I'm telling you right now, I think that the New England Patriots are going to go into New York. They're going to steal a win. It's going to be a low-score game. I'm going to say 17-13, ugly win. This is probably going to be one of the best wins of the season for the Pats. I don't believe in Aaron Rodgers. I don't believe in that offensive line. I think the defense is great, but slightly overrated. I think we get a little excited with that. It's the National Football League, Ben. Anything can happen. Raiders beat the Ravens last week, and I've been telling you this since last year. The New York Jets are not that good. Sorry, Cox, but it's true. Sorry, Christian.
Yeah, they're all right. They're all right, Josh. But yeah, definitely not as good as everyone thought. Rodgers still sort of working off some of that rust, but I think eventually Jermaine Johnson, that's a big injury for them too. Their defensive end out for the year. Torn Achilles, that's a big blow to them. They're going to be good, but yeah, they're not winning that division. I think they'll be second now. They'll be second in that division. I mean, Tua going on the IR. The Dolphins, another team that's just they're done without Tua. I got no faith in Skylar Thompson, so I got nothing in that. But Jets, not going to be as good as they think.
Ben, I like it. Ben keeping it short and sweet. Here we go. I have to take the lead on this. This is a game I had marked down before the season that the Cowboys were going to drop, and I still believe it. I'm sorry. I said this to you guys right now. They can't run the football well. The defense didn't look great last week. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope somewhere in their hearts that this defense comes around, flying around. I loved Marvion Overshawn. I didn't think he had a great showing last week. I like Kalen Carson, the rookie, the undrafted free agent, playing pretty well. Nealand, these guys are good, but this is a team. This is recipe for disaster written all over it. Lamar Jackson's a scrambling quarterback. What do the Cowboys struggle with? Stopping the run. Derrick Henry, we just saw Alvin Kamara do what he did last week. Derrick Henry's been off to a solid start. I think they're going to wear down our defensive line. They've got the better coach. They are desperate as all hell. I know we're at home. I'm going to say that, excuse me, I'm going to say the Ravens get this win 27-20. I don't love what I'm seeing out of the Cowboys offense. I think that this Ravens offense is too explosive for our defense. I know I'm a Cowboys fan and I'm hating on us, but I have to see it to believe it. After that Packers game, I'm not going to go all in. I'm not going to do jumping jacks. I'm super reserved on the Cowboys. I think it's a recipe for disaster, and I think the Ravens are going to get the best of us this weekend. I'm sorry, but I do.
I'm going opposite. Opposite, Josh. I'm taking the Cowboys. Tyler Huntley to the Dolphins.
Wow.
So Tyler Huntley
He is taking
on that
Dallas.
one. So yeah, I'm going to take Dallas, Josh. And take Dallas in this one. I think this is going to be a big bounce back week for them. It'll be pretty good, Josh. I think. Don't give me. Josh is kind of a little worried about that one, but I think they're going to be good. I think they're going to get a big bounce back win, Josh. I think because if they lose this one, not going to be too good. I think the Ravens are just in a worse spot right now than the Cowboys. Cowboys going to take advantage of that. Give me the Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys, Josh. They can't start the season like this. They can't go. You can't have 2 back-to-back wins. They're going to bounce back after that Saints demoralizing loss. Yeah, the Ravens. Just something's not right with the Ravens. Just I don't know if it's the loss of Patrick Queen. 0-3. Maybe that's wishful thinking for me too. Maybe I'm a little biased with this Cowboys pick, but I think the Cowboys get back track on this, and CD's gonna have a big game.
I hope so, Ben. I hope you're right. I really do. Moving forward, big game here too, I believe. Also a 1:00 game. Chargers at the Steelers. Ben, you want to go first? Because this is your team, or you want me to take the lead?
I'll go first. Mine's easy. I got the Chargers. I'm taking the Chargers. I'm sticking with my prediction. I predicted this with our schedule preview show. I predicted we go 2-0. I knew this was going to happen, and this is unfortunately we're gonna come back down to earth right here a little. Herbert obviously doesn't have too many weapons on there. Quinn Johnson. And I was just hyping up our secondary too, so it's kind of a little hypocritical for me on this one. But I think Herbert's just gonna have a good game against us. I don't know something. Everyone keeps making fun of this Joe Alt move too. I don't know how these guys, I don't know how these Jose and them still don't like it. I mean, Jose, shout out to he wants neighbors. I know he wants neighbors in there. Listen, I drafted him. I got multiple leagues. I love neighbors. He's gonna be a great wide receiver to come. Great product at LSU. He's going to be, fantastic. It's a great find for the Giants. Only think you get a quarterback for him, but I think Joe Alt was a perfect move for this Chargers team. You're finally getting protection. You got Rashawn Slater on the other side. You finally shore up that other side with Joe Alt. And you're seeing, Herbert. I know Herbert already got dinged up a little. That might just be on Herbert. Herbert might just be a little fragile, but you're seeing this running game get open. The J.K. Dobbins resurgence. And the offense just looking a little better. You just need an offensive line. So I'm loving it. I love that move originally from the Chargers with Joe Alt choice. And I think it's just paying dividends already with that new run game. And, Herbert looking a little more protected in that pocket. So, yeah, I'm just going to stick with the Chargers. I don't know. I just got a bad feeling about this one, Josh. It's a gut feeling. I've watched the Steelers team for a while, and this is one we drop. So, it's a home opener. I don't want to lose this one, Josh, but I think, this one's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, and I think we dropped this one, unfortunately. We're going to bounce back, but I'm sticking to my predictions.
It's like me and Ben are just like flip-flopped this week in terms of each other's teams. I actually think that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to get this win. They're going to go 3-0. They're going to keep this undefeated thing going. I think it's a recipe for disaster for the Chargers in Harbaugh. I think their running game's been pretty good. What can the Steelers do well? They can take your running game down at home. I mean, you guys are going to be revving that Renegade. You're 2-0 right now. You're feeling good. I think this Chargers defense they're okay. They play well, but I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. This is going to be the Falcons and stuff all over it. I do think that the Steelers are going to find their way into the end zone maybe a couple times. I'm going to say 23-20. Good game. I love Herbert. I'm a big fan of him, but I've kind of taken it a couple steps back on him. I think that they've gotten a little bit of an easy schedule to start. They've kind of beaten down on some bad teams. The Chargers are still kind of a question mark. I'm not they're hard to read. I got the Steelers winning this. They're at home. Blast the Renegade. I still think the Steelers are fraudulent, though. I do want to end off with that, but I got to do it, Ben. I got to do it. I got to say they're fraudulent, and I'll go quick. I'll go with my lock of the week. Fast. We're running out of time here. It's the freaking Tampa Bay Bucks. They have been unbelievable. They're at home. I know they're a little banged up. Excuse me. Mike Evans kind of having an off week last week. Chris Godwin. Everybody laughed at me for that pick. Baker Mayfield. These guys look like kings in the regular season. The Denver Broncos and Bo Nix, they can't figure it out. Tough defense. They could give the Bucks a little bit of a hard time. This is not my survivor pool pick. I'm out of the survivor pool. I would think about it. I'd ponder it. They're at home. I think That division's kind of off to the races with the Bucks, Saints, a little bit of scoreboard watching. I got the Bucks. That's my lock of the week at home. Can't trust Bo Nix on the road.
Yeah, that's an easy one, Josh. I like that one. Just much like with the Broncos for my lock of the week. You just kind of go against this team. We already mentioned them. I'm going Browns over the Giants. Don't like giving the Browns a lock, but anytime you're playing the Giants this year, it's pretty abysmal right now. That offense is not looking good, except Neighbors. Shout out Neighbors. But that defense can't stay out there all the time, and I think the Browns just going to take advantage of that. Browns need all the wins they can get right now. They can build off that momentum with the Jags. Like I said, offense isn't looking great, but that defense is going to be more than enough to stifle this Giants team, and going to be an easy win for them, Josh. So give me the Browns as my lock. Sorry, Giants fans.
Wow, easy win, Giants. I mean, yeah, they've
They
been booing Daniel Jones left and right. I mean, yeah.
He stinks.
Hey, I'm going to say this right now. This is going to be my walk-off. I'm going to hand it over to Ben as I always do. Champy, where are you at, man? This is your first weekend here. It's almost like you knew what I was going to say. I talked about this a little earlier. I kind of preluded it. I believe the Lions will be good. I think they'll be better than my Dallas Cowboys this season. I'm not knocking them. But something's missing. The Red Sea at home. It has upset alert written all over it. The Arizona Cardinals have been playing great. The Lions defense has issues. I don't know why Chris Collinsworth was like slamming this Lions defense down our face, literally week one, saying this Lions defense is so much better, so much better, so much better. Again, the Lions are going to be a great team. They could even be a Super Bowl contender, but not this week. Cardinals, they're going to run into a tough-fought team. This is my upset of the week, Ben. Cardinals at home. Kyler Murray, can he be stopped? Before I turn it over to Ben, this is the pneumonia kicking in here. I can only get so excited. The cough. I'm going to just end it with this. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. It has been a great week back. I just want to say one thing, though. Kirk Minahan Show fans, Minifans, Saco tickets are still available. The links are in the description, are in the bio. You guys know where to find them. Buy your tickets. I will be in attendance at Saco this weekend. So I want to say that. Thank you to the Timeout Talks loyal fans for tuning in. Cowboys, can you finally friggin' figure it out? Is Ben going to be right? Do we get a win? I don't think so. Thank you for everybody for tuning in. Get your tickets for Saco. And as always, I'm going to leave it over to Ben.
Keep it short and sweet, Josh. My upset, Vikings over the Texans. I know somebody mentioned that a little earlier, but Texans 2-0. Joe Mixon injury, Vikings Sam Darnold energy. Give me that Sam Darnold energy over the Texans. It's going to be great. I know Jeff just put a little MVP odds for him. Not sure about that MVP bet, I should say. Not sure about that, but I think the Vikings are looking great right now and legit. And just echoing everything from Josh. Appreciate everyone, as always, for tuning in. Keep it short and sweet, even though I keep saying that. Not really keeping it short and sweet. We're all going to be losers this week, except the Cowboys.